Welcome to
Ask the Safari Guide
with your hosts, Kakasii and Brenda Kimaro.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Ask a Safari Guide. Thanks for tuning in to episode 1 if you were with us for our debut of our new show. We're glad to have you here again. And we're looking forward to another episode, right?
Sure.
So in our first episode, before we get going with the questions that we have for this episode, Kakasii, in the first episode, I actually made a mistake that we have to correct. So if you remember, you were talking about your favorite bird, which is the saddlebill stork. And then I happened to mention what one of my favorite birds is, and I misspoke because I said that it was the lilac-crested roller, when in fact the actual name is
lilac-breasted rollers.
Thank you, lilac-breasted roller. So there's a reason that Kakasii is the guide and I'm the one here in the office, right? So sorry for that error, but thank you, Kakasii, for correcting it for me. Now, also in the first episode, Kakasii, a question came for you. Someone wanted to know what was one of the most exciting or coolest things that you've ever witnessed on a safari, and you were talking about what?
About cheetah.
The cheetah, and what happened with the cheetah?
Yeah, the cheetahs, the ways he went hunting and kill it and bring the gazelle while he's alive back to the jeep and then start killing on top of the roof. This is really amazing.
Yeah, pretty incredible. And it happens that we have some video footage of that actual occurrence. So let's take a look at that. Going through your mind? You said that the cheetah had come to your car, was up on top of your car, was looking around, and then jumped back down, right? To kill the gazelle. When you saw that gazelle when you saw the cheetah catch that gazelle, and it was coming back toward your vehicle, what was going through your mind? Like, did you realize that cheetah was going to actually jump back up?
Never. I didn't think it's going to jump back to the jeep again. This is a really surprise. I didn't think about.
So when it jumped up there, then I mean, what were you thinking then? Now suddenly you have a cheetah on your roof, not just a cheetah, but a cheetah with a live baby gazelle that it's killing in front of your eyes. I mean, what are you thinking?
I didn't believe it. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump now to the questions for this week, for this episode, and we'll get started with that. So our first question comes from Loretta. Loretta has been on safari with us before. She said this question actually is coming from her family. They would like to know, Kakasii, if you can tell them about some of the cool or interesting reptiles and insects that people might see on safari. Usually people are thinking on safari, they're thinking about elephants and lions and those sort of things. But what are some of the reptiles and insects? They might not be even realizing that that's something they would see something interesting related to that. So tell us about reptiles. What reptiles might someone see on safari?
Right, sure. We have a crocodile. These are cool reptiles, and also you can find in the water, but sometimes during the day because of the sun, they can be outside of the water. And amazing is when you went to the north and watching the crossing and you can see how the crocodile it can hide in the water and catch the wildebeest and pull when it's alive up to the nose where is a deep water, and then you can see how it's pushing wildebeest down and leave it when it's coming out, open the mouth, drinking the water, catch it again, pull. I count one time, it was in 7 times, and then crocodile wildebeest can die.
So you're saying that the crocodile will let the wildebeest come up out of the water, but it's going to be gulping water.
Yeah.
And when it does that, that's helping to bring it back down to ultimately to drown the wildebeest.
Exactly.
So they can eat it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. What about other reptiles that you might see?
Yeah, we have bonita lizard. That one there, the fun one is the weapon is in tiles. The tile is very sharp. So if there is enemies, can see how it's using the tile like in cutting. It's like a really cutting. You can see. I saw one time how I was very close and I saw the tile. It was very sharp.
So the tail, so like it just would whip its tail at something.
Exactly. Yeah.
What would be a predator or an enemy of a monitor lizard that it would need to defend itself against?
There is some birds there.
Birds.
There is some birds.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a birds.
But monitor lizards, how big do they get?
It can come big, but there is a bird they're looking for the baby monitor lizard.
Okay.
And how can kill.
So
it.
that's how
Yeah.
they're trying to
Yeah.
use their tail. How about insects? Now that's something people really probably aren't thinking that they're going to see anything particularly interesting when it comes to insects. But there is one particular insect, though. I think if people hear about insects on safari, it would be the tsetse fly, right?
There is a tsetse flies.
Yeah.
There is a tsetse flies, and there is a dung beetle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do people need to know about tsetse flies if they're going to be on safari?
Well, it is true. I mean, when they bite you a lot, you can get a sleeping sickness. But it must be more than 50 or 100 when they bite you. But 1, 2, 5, 3, not really bad. Not really bad. But you get really itching. You can feel itching.
So tsetse flies are not really a risk to a traveler being bitten by them. They're just, the bites are pretty painful.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of in certain parts of Tarangire
In Tarangire.
and some areas in Serengeti? Or?
Serengeti, yeah. Somewhere area in Serengeti too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot is in Tarangire.
Yeah, okay. So you also mentioned the dung beetle. So what's a dung beetle?
Dung beetles, you'll find how, when I want to show you is when is in immigration for the wildebeest, because of the drops. So you'll find a lot. They are around the drop of wildebeest.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're looking for the droppings from the wildebeest. That's
Sure.
what they like, because they're laying their eggs inside of the dung, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
After they make a big a ball, and then they can lay down eggs.
So the eggs are in there, and then the babies, the new dung beetles hatch
Yes.
out of the ball of dung.
Exactly.
Cool, very
Yeah.
cool. All right. Now, Gina asks, and you talked a little bit about this last time too, but Gina wants to know, what are your favorite animals on safari and why? Now, last time I asked you, the question came up, what was your favorite? And your absolute favorite is
Lion. Yeah.
But beyond the lion, then, what would you say maybe are your top other 3 or 4 favorite animals? Like when you see those animals on safari, you know you've given someone a good safari experience. What would those other animals be for you? The top 3 or 4?
There is a leopard.
Uh-huh.
Leopard, yeah. It's looking cool, but it's dangerous animals. It's dangerous animals, especially it's really strong. As when you kill, how it's putting the meat on top of even the baby of wildebeest, still it can take it up on the tree. So it is really strong and knows how to hunt.
Wait, so you're saying that a leopard could actually carry a baby wildebeest
Definitely.
up to the top
without
of
a problem.
the tree?
Yes.
So they must be very strong.
Very strong.
Okay.
Very strong.
What if they kill something that's really big though, and they can't get it up the tree? Why do they take their kill up into the trees?
The leopard, the way the is, and you don't want any kind of disturbance because also the hyenas, lions, when the leopard kill, they want to go and grab the meat. So what's the leopard doing? Whatever he killed the big meal and he tried to put in the tree, maybe 2 times or 3 times, he can open the tummy, the stomach quick, and take some meat out, and then from there the meat can be light, so it can be easier to take it up.
Oh, so like they'll take out like the intestines and the things they don't want to eat, that they're not interested in eating, and just carry the carcass up the tree, so it's lighter. Okay, wow. Okay, so that was leopard. What else? What are some of your other top favorites?
Cheetah.
Cheetah, okay.
Cheetah, the way is running 110 kilometers per hour. Roughly, I think it's 67 miles. This is a really cool animal. It's running very fast. But the funny thing is, once he kills, he's trying to put the meats under the lower tree, which is lions or vultures, marab stock, they can get in there. It knows how to hunt very well, but very shy. So when you kill, you don't want any kind of disturbance. Yeah, but it's very good hunters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheetah.
Cheetah.
So we have lion, leopard, cheetah. So you like the big cats.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else besides the big cats? Maybe 2 more that are favorites of yours.
I can say he's a rhino. I really enjoy the rhinos too. I mean, the way he is, the way he's cool, and I enjoy to watch the rhinos, whatever, even close much as I can.
And there's for you as a guide, there's always a challenge involved, right, in finding the rhinos,
Sure.
because there aren't many
Yep.
around, and so when you find one as a guide, it's really a great achievement, right?
Exactly.
You're happy when you've been able to find a rhino for your guests to see.
From my clients, yeah.
Okay. And one more.
Can I say the zebras? Yeah, the zebras, the way they are smart and the way they are looking, the stripe. I like it. Yeah.
What's when you say they're smart? So what makes a zebra smart? What is it that they're smart about?
Zebras, they are very good for the looking. Their eyes, they are really good. So wherever, when they are traveling with wildebeest, you can't find zebra in front or back because of the predators. Always can be in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah, in the middle because of predators. Yeah.
And I know that zebras and wildebeest travel together often. So the zebras are doing that because they're kind of protecting themselves by being in the middle of the wildebeest. But why would the wildebeest hang out with the zebras? What's in it for them? What's the advantage for a wildebeest?
Very good. That 2 animals, they are good friend because of one is watching far, which is zebras, and the wildebeest, they are smelling.
Okay.
Smelling for 2 things. Where is predators and where is the rain?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so always, they follow the rain. So they are very good for smell.
So the wildebeest are sort of navigating the herd, right? Because they know where they're smelling the rain, so they go that way.
Yeah.
But the zebras can see what's happening,
Yep.
what's coming around. Great.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to, great question from Marianne. Now, Marianne was with us on safari in February. She was here with her husband, Don, and their friends, Bev and Jim. Now, Jim was really interested in seeing snakes. But you didn't see any snakes, right? But Marianne's question is, if they had seen a snake, like Jim was hoping on their safari, what snakes would they have seen? And on their safari, they were in Tarangire and Ngorongoro and Serengeti. So if someone's interested in snakes and they're hoping to see snakes, what would you be looking for them?
There is rock python, which is, if you're lucky, and sometimes you'll find it on top of tree, but when it's raining, they like to be on the branch of the tree. It can be on the branch of tree. After eating, it can go up And before going to another killing, it can be there like in 3 months, 4 months without eating.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they would just stay in the tree then where it's
Yep.
out of the rain or out of the water.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be where? Where would you likely see rock pythons?
Tarangire.
In Tarangire.
Yeah.
Okay. How about anything in Ngorongoro or Serengeti?
Ngorongoro, not really because of the weather. You know, the snake, they don't like the cold place. But is Serengeti, yeah, you can see. There is a puffer there.
The puff adder?
Yeah. And there is a speeding cobra.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it one time. It was crossing the road. It was really big and long. I waited things. I was using my friend Chad break, and we stuck like in 5 minutes when he was crossing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but I have not really heard anyone mention spitting cobra, so it's pretty rare to see one?
Very rare and very dangerous snake.
Yeah, great.
Very dangerous snake.
All right, so we've talked about reptiles and insects, snakes, big cats. Let's see, what is our next question? Kim's been on safari with us a few times, and she had a question in our first episode too. Kim wants to know, have you ever touched an elephant?
I did it. I did it.
It's probably not advisable.
No, this is, you're not allowed, and this is wild animals here. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the rules is we are not allowed to touch the animals in the safari.
But what's been surprising to me in the safaris that I've been on with you, or with our other guides, is how sometimes, especially in Tarangire, you can come amazingly close to elephants that if you were inclined, they are within arm's reach to reach out and touch them. But you're saying that's not advisable.
Yep. Yeah.
Great. Okay. And Faye wants to know, Faye's been on safari with us a few times also, and she would like to know, or she says that she would love to go on a walking safari and wonders if that's possible. So
it's true. It's possible. A lot of national parks nowadays, we can do a walking safari.
And what's a walking safari like?
Walking safari, you can go with the ranger, and you can go very close with wild animals like buffaloes, warthogs, zebras, and giraffe. Yeah.
And I think it would be cool. What's neat about a walking safari is a couple of things. One is you get to see animals from a totally different perspective, right? If you're walking on the ground, you're at a lower level than when you're sitting up in a vehicle. And you can also look at things on the ground like tracks or droppings or other things too, things that you might not actually see when you're in the vehicle. The other thing that is nice about including a walking safari, or a bushwalk is what they're sometimes referred to, is it just gives you a chance to gives you a little bit of a change of pace, right? Because what a lot of people don't realize on safari is how much time you do spend in the car, because that's where it's safe. Once you're inside the park, you're really in the vehicle on game drives, except for maybe bathroom breaks or stopping for your lunch. So doing a walking safari as part of your day gives you a chance to get out and stretch your legs a little bit. You're not in the car, and just kind of mixes things up. Makes for a really interesting and fun addition onto your safari. Well, this has been fun. Another fun episode. Thank you, Kakasii, for sharing all of your wisdom.
You're welcome.
Now, for our next episode, we want to do something a little bit special. You saw in the new opener of this episode our twins, Max and Ellie. They are 8 years old, and they really want to get in on this action as well. So our next episode is going to be a kids episode. So moms and dads out there, if your kids have questions about safari or about safari animals, let them ask that question. You can either just post your question on Facebook, or if you don't mind and want to, you can film a short little video of them asking their question. If you're comfortable to post that on our Facebook page, or email that to us, and let us share the video of them asking their question. And then Max and Ellie will be here with us next week to help Kakasii answer those questions on our next episode of Ask a Safari Guide. We hope to see you then.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.